Oh, I have a couple of things, downloads I want to share. But first, I want to speak into something that's very important that I was observing at the stores. I just got back and I was actually not going to share this or, record this message or this video right now. I was going to do it tomorrow because I'm a little drained right now. But I decided to because, as I said, I just came back from the store, and what I observed is there are kids that are being unattended. And I cannot stress the importance, parents, of you guys paying attention to your children when you're out shopping. It's a very busy time of year, and I know everybody is rushing, shopping, just being distracted on your phones or looking at Christmas gifts. Whatever you're doing, it's not more important than your children. And so I really remind you guys that if you're not able to, I guess multitask, then keep your children home safe with someone, or bring someone with you that can help, keep an eye on them. Very important. It is so dangerous right now with all that's going on in the world. For you guys to just basically trust that they're safe, just on the next aisle over, because they're not. It's sad that we're in these times where they're truly not safe right now. And if you've been paying attention to what's going on in the border, then you're aware that since the border has been open, there has been so many kids that have gone missing. The last time that I heard, which was maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, was 4,500 kids that had gone missing. I'm sure it's gone way up since then. So I, again, cannot stress enough that nothing is more important than keeping an eye on your children. So that was something that I just really had to share with you guys right now. Please remind your family members and speak to your children. Do not trust anyone. Do not go with anyone that's gonna show them toys, show them puppies, all that stuff. Very important that you guys have that talk with them again. The other thing that I want to speak into is I've also noticed that because they're hiring for the holiday season, I think there's a couple of things happening actually. Not only do they hire for the holiday seasons, but I also feel that because there's actually a lot of people that are not receiving or going along with getting the Jabberdo, that there's a lot of people that are being replaced, and they're hiring a lot of very, very young people. I'm talking about teenagers, very young people, maybe early 20s, I don't know. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because, again, parents, it's very important that you talk to your children and let them know what's going on in the world. Because what these employers are doing is they're putting your children to basically enforce these ridiculous things that we all know are not law, and that have actually been blocked. These mandates have been blocked, and so they're not supposed to be enforced. And employers don't know this because they're not telling people, right? The fake news is not telling that they have been blocked. And so the employers continue to think that they must enforce this. And as a reminder again, they really can't be enforcing anything on anyone. They have the right to refuse service, but that, if you don't know, is discrimination. It's just, they're discriminating against people who have medical reasons for not being able to wear one of those diapers. And they're not educating their They're employees. And as I said, a lot of them are very young, and they're they just are taking this role so serious of pushing and enforcing and really saying, okay, well, then I'm not going to serve you. Then you need to leave the store. And these are children talking this way to adults. So there's something very wrong with them not having the awareness. And it leads back to the parents not talking to them. So it's very important that you share and you tell them what is happening, and honestly keep them home from having to deal with all this nonsense, because people are not going to be nice. I have a feeling people are going to start backlashing because it's almost 2 years later. People are fed up and they've had enough. And I feel that people are going to start snapping. So very important for you guys to let them know, if someone says they're exempt, just let them go. Let them walk in. Don't deny them service, because one, it's very wrong. And two, you don't want them to start getting attacked, verbally, physically, any which way. And then the third thing is, if you think about it, every time someone is contributing to enforcing these ridiculous things that are not even supposed to be in effect, they are helping the evil. And I've said this before. Anybody that is still participating in this nonsense, I can't imagine how the majority people have to be aware. I can't imagine that they're not. And so by people continuously just going along with it for the sake of not arguing, for the sake of just, keeping the peace, you're not keeping the peace. You're giving your energy away to the evil. I've said this before, but for those who haven't heard this before, every time you walk in with one of those diapers on your face, you're participating into their rituals. And it's so important for you to really be aware of this. You have to really stand in your power and just, in a very gentle way, just go about your what you're doing, because we're healthy. We're not hurting anyone. And they have flipped this around to make people psychologically think that the healthy people are harming people, and that's not true. They are now harming themselves because of the fear they're living in. And that's not okay. That's creating a bunch of stuff physically, energetically, mentally. And if it's not stopped, it's going to then develop just other stuff that I don't want to speak into. But it's important for you guys to recognize this and know this. So with that said, one of the downloads that I am getting is to continue bringing up and asking questions about the things they don't want you to know. So, for example, that big trial that's happening right now, they're not talking about it. The news isn't talking. It's like they blocked everything, and so that's our sign that whenever they block something, we need to bring awareness, shed light on that, but do it in a way where we're not causing chaos. So for example, all these celebrities that are very quietly trying to be hidden in the dark, it's time to start asking, well, where is so-and-so? What happened to this case? And start keeping it in the front, in the conscious thought of people, awareness. And so, keep asking, like, well, what's going on with the trial? Oh, by the way, where's Beyonce been? Where's Tom Hanks? Where's Lady G? Where's, all these people that we know have been part of this. Like another one that downloaded not so long ago, and I was like, oh yeah, what happened to that person who is a big part of their rituals, is uh, Marina Abramovich or some, I might not be saying it right, but they're like, where's she at? It's like they immediately cowered into their little cracks and crevices to hide until, it's time for them to creep out of their coffins again and cause more havoc. Well, we can't allow them to hide and then, just eventually come back around, because this is what happens constantly. Every time, we've come into a time in the past where this was going to be exposed, or, we were confronting or clearing all this stuff out. A lot of them go hiding into their caves, and then they get forgotten. And I had said this at the very, very beginning when all this was happening, that it was very important that we really clear everything out. We go back into the root of where all this stems. So it's like in tiers. There's levels of I don't even know how to describe it. I guess I can best say, like, for example, and don't quote me on this, but I'm giving you this as example. But I did see this, so I could be pretty much telling you what it is without realizing, without being confirmed, I guess. So it's like the celebrities are in the middle. I was gonna say at the bottom, but no, there's like the people that work underneath them, more of like the go-to, the in-between, and then the celebrities, and then after them, maybe politicians, and then after them, it's just, higher up, higher up, higher up. And so what I see is that we have to make sure that we get every layer of this nonsense. And so every time we speak, about what's going on, it's important that we bring back around certain people so that they don't go, unnoticed and get away with all this stuff that they've done for so long, like Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah. There's so many that are just like, where did they go? Where are they at? And so by bringing them back up and asking questions so I could pique other people's curiosity is what Spirit's showing me. So whenever they have something, and I've said this before in the highlight, then that's a distraction, number one. So we have to stop, refocus, and think, okay, where do I need to look? What am I forgetting? What are they sweeping under the rug? Because that's how they work. And so when it's, like an example, what Spirit was showing me is, it's like a cat that, you have a laser beam. I don't know if you guys have a cat or have seen when cats do this, and you have a little laser beam and you're doing this, and so they're just like following the little ball everywhere. Well, Spirit's showing me that that's what they're doing to the people. That's what they're doing to the collective, is that they're saying, oh, look over here, oh, look over here, oh, look at this trial, look at this distraction, look at this incident in the parade. Or so they're creating all this so that all these other people can be forgotten. So instead of chasing that little light, stop and start asking yourself, okay, what do I need to remember from the beginning of all this? Because remember, it all stems and starts with the trafficking, with the rituals, with the abuse, with all that. That's the root of what they're covering up, that they want to cover up. And the only way they'll do that is if we stop talking about it, or we just allow it to just, be forgotten, basically. And it's starting to get dark out here, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. But there was something else that they showed me for me to speak into, and I just lost it. So I may make another short one after this, maybe tomorrow. But in the meantime, just keep sharing and shedding light and truth in a loving way. Keep supporting each other. If you guys are in a situation where your family, yourself needs help, start talking about it, start bartering. It's a time to come together. One of the things, just really quick, and I might end up being in the dark, but I know you guys can still hear me. One of the things that I want to speak into is that some of the things that I've spoke into are actually happening. For example, and the reason why I bring it up is because it's important for you guys to be reminded that when I'm sharing stuff, it's being given to me by Spirit, and it's for you guys to take in and take action, not just to listen to it and it's like, okay, whatever. It's to help you guys navigate through these times, and then also know how to take action, what kind of things you can do. So that's why I give you guys specific things. It's not just me giving it to you, it's actually Spirit showing me so that this can be done, and it really takes all of us to do it. But I had spoke into in the past that they were going to start turning on each other, and that has already started. That has started happening, where there's tension, and you have to pay attention to it, because of course they try to hide it, and they try to pretend, they have to play it off, because they cannot let us know that they're weak, because we will just, imagine like if everybody knew how powerful we are, and that we are shedding so much light, and that we're winning with so much love, that scares them, that freaks them out, because they don't know how to be in that container. And so that actually is dismantling them. And so as we come together and keep pushing our love on them and on the world, that is what the vibration they cannot live in. And so the only thing to do is for them to basically exit, or have a healing and have a change. And so the people that will exit are the ones that are completely just working for the evil. And then I feel that there's going to be people that will be saved. And those are the people, as I was talking about earlier, there's tiers. There's the top of the evil, and then, what did I say? After that is probably like the politicians, and then maybe the actors and stuff. Well, I feel that some of the actors were forced, and they're victims, and they have been manipulated, coerced, and pretty much they were afraid for their lives. And so those are the ones that I feel will be saved. And so we have to really push them. Oh, this is what I was going to say. So there's some that we want to push them to feel supported, so that they can speak up, so that they can start outing and saying what's been happening, speaking truth. And so we show them love and we show them support, so that they speak into the truth of what has happened to them and what has been going on for so many years. And one person that I feel that about, again, this is just downloads I get, this is not something that is confirmed, but for example, Justin Bieber, and there was other ones that came in that I feel were pretty much victimized, and I just feel so bad for them. And then there's those that couldn't be manipulated into that, but are very much fearing for their lives, or they have in the past, and now they're coming into resurfacing and coming together and speaking up, and then you start seeing that a little bit more. I noticed that in the UFC, or mixed martial arts maybe, there's more people there. There's like fighters and just people there that are coming out. I know Nicki Minaj, she spoke. she spoke up. I don't know where she's at right now. I haven't checked into her, but maybe those people, that have already, spoke up about it, let's support them and let's encourage them and ask them, please continue to speak into it, or ask them questions like, oh, what about this? Do you know anything about this? And give them an opportunity to expose everything and know that they have our love and support as we continue to also speak up and really hold space for each other. So okay, it is dark out here now, so I apologize. Just this is where I'm living right now. But I appreciate you guys, and I will connect with you guys soon. Yeah, leave your comments below, and I will look for some links that I feel are important and informative, so that you could understand or understand a little deeper as to how all this nonsense is connected, and will hopefully help you guys just really pray into the healing of humanity and the world. So, okay, till next time, blessings, I hope.